Hello everyone, and welcome to my first wrestling podcast with Rogue Media. Just a little introduction about myself. My name is Dan, and I live in not so sunny UK at the moment. Weather's quite miserable. It's pretty standard for us Brits. Never much fun. This podcast is dedicated to all things wrestling, the old wrestling content. And the reason why I started doing this podcast is I don't get to talk to much people about it. Not many people like the product anymore, especially sort of my age and where I live. And the microphone's way too loud one sec. There we go, a bit lower. How about that? That's better. Not many people like the product anymore. It's a bit shameful in some ways watching the product, especially over here in the UK. I can understand why, if you're looking at the current product nowadays compared to what it was with the days of The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and what have we got now? Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre. It's pants, man. It is pants. Reason why I'm still sucked into it, I don't know really. Kind of looking for a bit of escapism a while back. So I just put it on. I think I was in the deep world of YouTube when you're flicking through and you go from thumbnail to thumbnail to thumbnail. Next news, you're in the world of wrestling. Top 10 Rock moments, I think it was. Rock promos. And it was the Rikishi. I did it for the Rock one. And I just burst out laughing. And I just thought, this is about 2016. Well, let's have a little look at it, because I fell out of love 2003, 2004. I just thought, that's it, I'm done with it. I think just with age, friends and all that, I think I struggled getting hold of it. It was on Sky Sports back in the UK back then. And Sky Sports was hellish expensive, man. And yeah, I don't think we could afford it, to be fair. And you had to pay for every pay-per-view separately as well, which is an absolute nightmare. Like I said, we didn't have the WWE Network back then. So I started watching it 2016 again. 2016. And then I got sucked into the whole around about 2017, 18 with Braun Strowman being booked strong. I like that a lot. And ever since then, I've just found it's been a bit pants. I'm not going to lie. But I'm hooked. And I really enjoy it. I like my Jim Cornette, his podcasts, and the old school type wrestling. I like JD from New York, which I know can be a bit controversial. Same with Jim Cornette. I know he's very controversial. I understand why. I just find that their knowledge and what they... Like, JD should be involved in the business somehow. He shouldn't just be a podcaster. I think he's worth more than that. Not that podcasters aren't worth much more, but I think he's got more to give to the business, shall we say. I know he's got House of Glory and stuff like that, but I just think he's next level. Potential next level. Jim Cornette. Yeah, I love Jim. Jim's brilliant. I could just put Jim Cornette on all night and just have him on in the background, effing and jeffing about everything, and he's a walking encyclopedia for the WWE. He's a walking history book for wrestling in general. I loved his Vince Russo rivalry, but he hasn't dragged that out. He changed the subject now. He's a good bloke to have on in the background. Product nowadays. Let's talk about product nowadays. What do I think of the product nowadays? I think it's terrible. I think it's absolutely terrible. I was so excited when AEW came out. I thought, this is it. We're going to get some old school 99, 2000 type wrestling promos. And we had glimpses of it. We had massive, especially with MJF. I thought, he's very old school in keeping kayfabe all the time, keeping fans engaged, being a dominant heel with promos. Not so much his wrestling. Don't really care about his wrestling. I don't think he's the best wrestler at all. I really don't. But I find he's the most entertaining by far. And I really thought WWE would step up the game. I really did. Because especially, I think it was around the time when they came out. Was it Vince, Shane, Triple H and Stephanie? And they all stood there going, we listen to you. We're going to listen to you. And so I got suckered in. I was a fool. And I believed it. And now you look at it and you just think, they're just laughing. I know they've not got much to engage it off, but they have got social media. People do have a voice. They can listen. They just choose not to. He's making money hand over fist. It's just more a monopoly for him. You know, he's like, 1 minute he's got the network, he's built that up, then he's give it to Peacock, and I don't know where he's going with it, because he did, you know, he flirted back with the XFL, whatever it's called, that god awful American football franchise. I just don't know what the WWE's doing. I really did expect more once AEW came in, and then again I expected more from AEW. I'm not like a negative person in the wrestling world. I just want to be entertained properly. I just want to feel that excitement when you watch it. I want to feel that passion from the promos. Again, that's why I like MJF. I want to feel that fire in the belly. I know you can't always be angry and you know, you get your point across, which is why I do like Chris Jericho's promos. I love his a lot. Even the minute he comes out, he catches the audience's attention. And again, I don't really care about his wrestling. I don't really care that he's getting older. He entertains me properly. You know, he makes me feel like he is a wrestler. He is a proper old school heel. And for me, that's what it's all about. Not like the product nowadays when you got the New Day, when they were throwing pancakes around, and I just feel that that's what knocks the industry a bit, you know. And AEW's version of knocking the industry is having people like Orange Cassidy. I think Orange Cassidy is a good wrestler, providing he totally hits the reset button. He can wrestle. Just don't have this gimmick of hands in pockets and kicking lightly. It just puts the sport to shame. Because there was people years ago who would have died for kayfabe. You know, they believed that kayfabe was real. Wrestling was real. It's not fake. I hate that word fake. But it makes it come across that way even more. We all know it's predetermined nowadays. I just feel that you're kind of sticking your middle finger up at the business by shoving your hands in your pockets and lightly kicking somebody. You know, and you're talking big name stars that he's kicking. And I just find it's a joke. It's not some mud show hut wrestling where they're in a barn, you know, and they're wrestling in front of 10 people and they can do it for a joke. You know, it's a national television company that he's performing for, and they're trying to get ratings, and they do things like that. That's where I find it does let the business down, for me anyway. I don't know what they could do today. I don't know whether they've given him so much creative freedom they're allowing it. I know it's his character, but personally I'd say, look mate, you got to stop. It puts the business, it gives the business a bad name. I don't know what anybody else thinks, whether, I know a lot of people do like Orange Cassidy, but do they agree that kind of makes a mockery of the business? Do they think the business is in such a state it's never going to pick back up again anyway, so what's the point? But you still get millions and millions of views. Look how many views WWE pulls in on YouTube. You know, it's in like the hundreds of millions that they pull in, and you just think, people do still watch that product, you know. AEW's got their own YouTube channel. I'm sure they're getting hundreds of thousands probably, and you're thinking, you're still performing in front of these people. I think the last ratings AEW had was 1 point something million. Is it like 1.2 or something? And you're performing in front of that many, and you're shoving your hands in your pockets. Give it a rest, man. Give it a rest. Just stop. It's embarrassing, because he's a genuinely good wrestler. when you actually watch him perform, he's very, very good. I just think the gimmick's absolutely shocking. And it needs to be pulled just to give AEW a bit of credibility. Anyway, crappy promos. Tell me somebody who's good at promos. I can name it on one hand. I start with MJF, Chris Jericho. I'm struggling. Roman Reigns at the moment. Never thought I'd ever think that about Roman Reigns. I ain't gonna lie, I hated the bloke. I did, and that's horrible to say about anybody. It wasn't heat that he was after, because he was still a babyface. He was just pushed so much. Not his fault. Turned up to work, did his job, he trained, and he was told, you're getting the belt. You're getting the opportunity. You're going to win that Royal Rumble. It's not his fault, but he got so much heat for not wanting to be on TV. I didn't want to see him. Did you? I certainly didn't. But nowadays you watch his promos and he's very good. Very good at his promos. I say Randy Orton, another one. What's that for? I've named. Anybody else? I don't think there's not that many. Nobody can cut a good promo. Nobody can get that mic and make you go, huh? Your ears prick up. Or you're just constantly watching. Or you'd rather watch a promo than them wrestle. Because they're that good. Nobody. I just think they need to have some brass balls and really throw themselves out there. Steve Austin did it. And look what happened to him with that one promo. A bit of himself came out. Bit of anger. Boom. Biggest star ever. It changes people. Becky Lynch kind of did it. But I think they forced her down the Austin route. With the man gimmick. And I didn't like it. I liked it when she turned on Charlotte. But I didn't like the man gimmick. I felt it was forced. It was, I don't know. And they were forcing the whole Austin with the black background, the white lettering, the man, leather jacket, like Austin. It's difficult not to replicate something that worked. But she's not Austin. Nobody's ever going to be Austin. But they tried. At least they genuinely tried. I'll give them that. But yeah, the promos are crappy. I can't. It's just week in, week out, crap promos that people pull. And, Edge. That's how I like Daniel Bryan. I'm lying. There's no Daniel Bryan. He's very, very good at promos. Especially when he was the Eco Warrior. And he changed the belt from the cow leather belt to whatever it's made of hemp, I think, wasn't it, from memory? How good was that? How good and how funny was he there? So I'll give you that. But that's it. Nobody knows how to cut a promo. And I just find that's very, very sad. Well, they do know how to cut one, but they just don't really care. There's no passion. There's no nothing. I liked when the Pinnacle met the Inner Circle for the parlay, and Dax Harwood, the old FTR. Their promo was pretty good, I've got to say. And Sammy Guevara has potential, but I can't tell you who cuts a good one nowadays, and it's so sad. I just wish that they had the opportunity to do it. Maybe they're told. I don't know. I know a lot of it's scripted with WWE, AEW. I don't know how much creative freedom they get. I just think that's one thing that needs sorting more than anything to really grab people's attention, because a lot of time they are cutting promos. When they're not wrestling, they're cutting promos. And if you're cutting a crap promo, you ain't going to catch your attention. You skip it, you're bored. You've no interest in the product. So I think that's got to get sorted. Recent releases. Let's talk about the recent releases. Samoa Joe. Where's he going to go? I got a weird feeling he's going to go TNA. I don't know why. I just got a feeling that I hope he does, not TNA, sorry, Impact. And I hope he does go Impact, because I think if he falls in that category of AEW, he's going to be the next Miro, not be utilised properly. He's just going to fall down the pecking order like Miro. Miro should be booked far stronger than he is, but what do I know? I'd like him to go to TNA. TNA. Impact. I'd love him to go over to Impact. I think he could make the cliche, an impact. I think he would change it for them, because they've subtly just got on by. Everyone always talks AEW, WWE. Impact have always been there, and they've cherry-picked the people who they want to cherry-pick. And I don't know, I could see him going there. I could see him really flourishing there. I think it's a big mistake WWE letting him go. I think it's going to benefit Samoa Joe's career by leaving. I'd like to see another belt on him before he finishes, because I know he hasn't got a long shelf life left for the wrestling game, hence why he was commentating for a long time. I think it was a bizarre decision to get rid of him. I can see him at TNA. Mickie James, I think she will follow her husband, Nick Aldis, I think it is. I think he's at NWA. I could see her going there. Why not? You're on the road together all the time. I would. She'd be the top female star there. So she'd be on... I know she's not going to be on the WWE money, but she'd still get pushed properly. She'd get belts put on her. I could see her going there. Billy Kay, Peyton Royce. Where do they go? Don't really care. I'm not a big fan. I know there's a lot of iconic fans out there. I don't care. What do they do? They don't really do much. Not for me, anyway. I know Billy Kay was quite entertaining. She was quite funny, I gotta say. When she was split from the Iconics. She was doing the whole, walking around with a CV, trying to get jobs, and trying to get people to help her and be a teammate with her. So I can kind of see that, but it is a wrestling game at the end of the day. She can't wrestle. I think she's crap. I really do. And that's a horrible thing. You shouldn't be like that to people. But at the end of the day, you're in that profession. You're going to get judged. Same with football players and anything. Rugby players, you get judged. The spotlight's on you. You think you're good enough. You're told you're good enough. Sometimes you're not. So I couldn't understand why they released him, actually, because I know they did use Billy Kay at the WrestleMania, literally the week before they released her, which is a bit of a crappy stick to throw at somebody. It's a bit like, yeah, we've used you now. Cheers. Gone. Not very nice. I don't like that at all. Where they're going to go? Like I said, I don't really care. Kalisto, here's another one. He will go probably Lucha Underground or AAA. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be on American soil. I wouldn't have thought. I did like Kalisto. I gotta say, I thought Kalisto was very, very, very entertaining. Bit of a botch, but I liked him. I thought he's a high flyer. It's part of the game, isn't it? It was Mojo Rawley, wasn't it? Mojo Rawley. Don't like him. Sorry. Not a fan. Not a fan at all. I haven't liked anything he's done. I know they tried to give him a little mini push years ago. But isn't he like an American footballer or something? He does that charge towards him and just again don't care. Where's he gonna go? I don't even think Impact would have him. I don't. What's he gonna do there? I think Impact have got far better wrestlers, so I don't think they care for him. Maybe go Ring of Honor. Maybe. Build himself up properly. Hit the reset button. He's got time to do it. That's probably where I would go if I was him. Ring of Honor would have him, I think. I don't know. Who knows? So, they release all these wrestlers. Sad times. And then what are they going to do? Sign Mansoor. Sign Mansoor to Raw. Do I care again? I like the guy. I think he's a very good wrestler. Do I think there's a hidden agenda? 100%. It's all to do with this lovely Saudi blood money. They love the blood money. I think it's going to build him strong, ready for the next Saudi show. When that is, I do not know, nor do I care. For me, it doesn't matter. Anything that happens in Saudi doesn't matter. Never has done. Never will do. It's there for cash grab. Do I blame WWE? No, I don't. If somebody was to offer me all that money, would I take it? 100%. 100%. And if you say you wouldn't, you're lying. I don't really care. I know some wrestlers boycotted it. Wow, they're already in the fact that they've got hundreds of thousands sat in the bank, or potentially millions, depending on who boycotted it at the time. They don't really care. But WWE, for them, he's building something, I believe, to sell. He's building a product to sell. So whether that be to Disney one day or something like that, I don't know, because he has brought it down to a PG era. Is he going to go even less again? I don't know. Or it's not even PG anymore. It's fully for kids. I don't know. I hope not. But I believe he's building something, and he's going to make it marketable by going to Saudi. By showing all that money coming in, somebody's going to want to bite his hand off, aren't they? So do I blame him? No. I don't agree with it, but I'd do the same. I ain't gonna lie. And tell me you wouldn't. Somebody waves 100 million under your nose. You're gonna go, nah. You keep that. You keep that money. You'd be like, no, thank you very much. That's straight in my back pocket, you know? So I don't know. Maybe you are fully that against it, that you would be like, no, I've got morals, whatever. I do have morals, but I also like money. So I don't blame them at all. So they've signed Mansoor, personally, I believe, for that reason. I like the guy. I do. But I don't like the next person, who's officially probably signed now. EVA-lution. Wow. If that ain't the biggest backward step they've done for women in the past 2-3 years, I don't know what is. I honestly don't know what is. What next? Bra and panty matches again? Are we gonna go back? Are we gonna go down there? She was led across this car in such a seductive way. It just goes against everything that they fought so hard. I'm not a pro-women warrior type. I'm not like that. I enjoy wrestling. I don't care whether you're a man or a woman. I enjoy wrestling. Whether you're Charlotte Flair, Asuka, Rhea Ripley, who else is on AEW? You got all that Thunder Rosa, any of them. I don't care. Io Shirai. I don't care what you look like. Nia Jax, for example. I enjoy Nia Jax coming across as dominant. I do. I know she hurts people potentially, or allegedly has hurt people. But I like her as a performer. I do. I hate the way they make her slip around on the floor like a complete goon, because that's not her. It's not. She's far stronger than that. I just think that they've gone so far backwards now by putting her on this car, making her out like she's a sex object. We're not blind. Both men and women are going to look at her and think, my God, she's gorgeous. And she is. I don't care. I honestly don't care. If I want to look at gorgeous women, I'll type in on Google, gorgeous women. I'll go on some modelling website. I'll go on some dodgy blokes website and watch his stuff. I ain't interested. I'm there to watch wrestling. So that's why they've just gone, on what a worst time to bring that EVA-lution rubbish out, when Mickey James put about Evolution 2 and all that, and it's obviously been poo-pooed, isn't it, by Vince McMahon, and then they just say, I'll rub it in the face. I just think it's a bit disgusting on WWE, that. I thought they were better than that. I really did. I thought that they cared. I thought Stephanie would have really put a stop to that. But they don't care. They don't listen. They don't listen to their staff. They don't listen to the fans. They just listen to the bank account. What does the bank account say? Oh, money's going up. Oh, well, we're doing well. It's sad. No, the money goes up because they do these deals. Not because people are buying more or watching more. They're not. They're just very good at making deals, giving shit contracts to people. They don't care. So I find that very, very sad that she's come back. Can I see it? Is she going to change the business? No way. Well, yes, actually, yes, she will change the business in a bad way, personally. I hope to God they don't use her in a wrestling way. She can't wrestle. She cannot wrestle. She could be a manager. I know. But again, you're just using her for her looks. What's that showing to women? Again, I'm not this go women, I'm not. But what does that do to their confidence? Who are out there doing the same stuff as the men, breaking their back, breaking the gut, busting a gut. For what? For her just to walk out in a skimpy outfit? Probably get paid more? Nah. Shocking, really. So let's hope she's not booked on WrestleMania Backlash. Again, one of the worst titles for a pay-per-view ever, jumping on the WrestleMania. And I think the reason why they've done that, I don't know why, I've just got a bit of a weird suspicion. The reason why they called it WrestleMania Backlash is for Charlotte Flair. I have a suspect feeling it's because she's there and she didn't get to perform at WrestleMania. I just got a weird feeling because they've just gone from banning her 1 week, literally banning her. Next news, the person who fancies her, Sonya Deville, comes marching in an awful suit with that weird dog chain thing around her neck. Don't like that at all. Does not suit her. For her bringing her back, and her instating her into the women's main event for the Raw title with Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Where did that come from? I don't understand. I just don't get that. She hasn't done anything. She's attacked officials. She's delivered some okay promos. I know. Nothing like a dad. I know you shouldn't really compare them, but she gives this Flair name. I'm a Flair. I'm this. I'm that. You're not your dad. Sorry. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I know they've got Bayley with the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, and that'll be a good match. That's I can see that, and I'm glad they've used Bayley because Bayley's obviously gonna lose to make Bianca come across strong, and she's the perfect person to lose to. That will really make her look strong. But bringing Charlotte back to Backlash, it's not WrestleMania Backlash, it's Backlash. To bring her back into that mix, no need. Give her SummerSlam. Give her SummerSlam instead. But then again, you're taking it. Do people want to see her at SummerSlam? I don't mind Charlotte Flair. I'm okay with Charlotte Flair, with her wrestling ability, with her promos as such. I just don't like the way they force her to be the Roman Reigns of 2017, 18, 19. I don't like the way they do that at all. No, it's not. It's not organic. It's not from the fans. It's not what the fans want. And yet they're trying to make her come across as this heel and give her. She's got heat. People are they're hating on Charlotte Flair. No, they're hating on Charlotte Flair because they don't want her on the TV. They don't want her in that main event. That's where the WWE is so out of touch with the product. They cannot see that they don't want her on there. But they think, it's because she's the heel. No, it's not because she's the heel. It's because they don't like her. They want a break. Take her off TV for 6 months. She's made her money. Surely she can afford that. Surely she wants to spend time with her fiancé, Andrade, who's just been released, and he's here, there, and everywhere. Why don't you go around travelling with him? I would. And then just come back strong. Let somebody else have the moment. Excuse me. So, I'm a little bit Nah. About Backlash. Nah. Pointless. What else have we got? We got Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman. Wow. I don't know what to say, really. Drew McIntyre's had his moment. Bobby Lashley is unfortunate. Just a wrong time. Wrong time for him to be a dominant champion on Raw. I think Daniel Bryan, I would like Daniel Bryan to be involved at some point. They can't be using Braun Strowman as cannon fodder every single time. I hate what they've done to the bloke. I hate this flaming steam train and all these sound effects. It's ruined him. He was booked so strong a few years ago. So strong, to the point where I was hooked on him. I was. I genuinely, I loved watching Braun. I watched WWE to want him to beat Brock. I wanted him to beat Brock. No, they ruined it because that's what the fans wanted. Ruined that. And then whilst we're there, we'll destroy him because he had a couple of bad promos. You know, maybe he was nervous. We all do it. And he had a couple of bad promos. And then they were knocking down the pecking order. And then the only reason why I believe they picked him back up again was because he did the old with his hands, you know, the old freight train. And that's the only reason why I believe they picked him back up, because he thought, oh, it's a gimmick. Oh, we can do something with that. Oh, let's add a sound effect to it. And it just ruins it. It totally ruined him. I think. I think that the way Braun Strowman looks now, you look at his body, you look at how fast he is, and he's not a terrible wrestler, I don't think. I know a lot of people do, but I don't think he is. I just think he could be booked so much better. But they're going to use him as cannon fodder. He's the best he's looked. Why wouldn't you want to push him? He's cutting promos without cocking them up like he has done in the past. Why not use him properly? But they're not. He's going to be cannon fodder. That's why I believe, nobody really knows what's happening with Daniel Bryan, but I believe he should go over to Monday Night Raw and be a nuisance to Bobby Lashley. Because I could see MVP and Daniel Bryan cutting good promos together. I really could. Because Daniel would be the ultimate babyface against MVP, who's been by far the best. And that's the other one for the promos. So I do take that back. I think that put me to 5 then. So there you go, still on one hand. And that's MVP. MVP is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Bobby Lashley would be nothing without MVP. He wouldn't. He'd be knocking on Impact's door saying, can I have a job again? He would be nothing without MVP. I'm sorry. You can't cut promos, you can't talk, you can't do anything. You can wrestle-ish. Not very exciting. It's MVP. That's why we all watch it. That's why we all like him. MVP's got the cane now, he's got the limp, the suits, the music, the chains. He's got everything. I just believe that he's the man. He is the man. So hopefully Daniel Bryan will come over to Monday Night Raw to sort all that out after Backlash. Hopefully. Won't happen. What do I know? Hey ho guys, tonight even, we've got AEW Blood and Guts. Be interesting to see how that goes. I may do a podcast, just a test, doing a review. I've not done a review before, so let me know in the comments below. What are you really, just chat, anything wrestling, I don't care. I don't care whether you want to slate me and tell me how bad I am at podcasting, anything. I don't really care, just talk. I want to get involved in some sort of wrestling conversation. That's the whole point of doing this podcast. And I'll try and give you a shout out if we've got any little interesting debate going on. And I will still talk to you guys soon. Cheers.